What if I told you there's a country where software developers earn over $100,000 a year, pay minimal taxes, and live in one of the safest and most modern cities on Earth? Sounds too good to be true, right? But thousands of developers are already living this reality in Singapore. Here's the catch though. 90% of applicants get rejected because they don't understand what Singapore employers are really looking for. Are you about to waste months applying for jobs the wrong way? What's the one visa mistake that instantly disqualifies your application? And how much could you actually earn if you get it right? If you're serious about launching or advancing your software development career in Singapore, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because we're diving deep into everything you need to know, from salary expectations to visa requirements that actually work in today's competitive market. So let's talk about what it really takes to become a software developer in Singapore. The Lion City has transformed itself into one of the world's premier technology hubs, attracting everyone from ambitious startups to tech giants like Google, Meta, and Amazon. The demand for skilled developers is absolutely skyrocketing, but that doesn't mean they're handing out jobs to just anyone who can write a few lines of code. Understanding what Singapore employers actually want is your first step towards success. When it comes to educational requirements, Singapore takes qualifications seriously. Most employers are looking for candidates with at least a bachelor's degree in computer science, software engineering, information technology, or a closely related field. Now, does that mean you absolutely can't get hired without a degree? Not necessarily. If you have exceptional skills, a strong portfolio, and relevant certifications, some companies, especially startups and smaller tech firms, might consider your application. However, having a degree makes everything significantly easier, especially when it comes to visa applications, which we'll discuss in just a moment. Beyond formal education, technical skills are obviously crucial. Singapore employers typically expect proficiency in languages like Python, Java, JavaScript, C++, or C# depending on the role. But here's what separates average candidates from exceptional ones. You need to understand frameworks and technologies that are actually in demand right now. We are talking about React, Angular, or Vue for front-end development, Node, JS or Django for back-end work, and increasingly, knowledge of cloud platforms like AWS, Azure, or Google Cloud. If you're serious about standing out, learning about DevOps practices, containerization with Docker, and orchestration with Kubernetes can give you a massive advantage. Experience matters too, but it's not always about years on the job. For entry-level positions, having 1 to 2 years of experience through internships, personal projects, or freelance work can be enough to get your foot in the door. Mid-level developers typically need 3 to 5 years of solid experience, while senior roles often require 7 or more years along with demonstrated leadership capabilities. The key is showing that you haven't just been writing code. You've been solving real problems and contributing to successful projects. Now let's get to the part everyone wants to know about. Money. What can you actually expect to earn as a software developer in Singapore? The salary ranges are quite attractive, which is one of the main reasons developers from around the world are drawn to this city. For fresh graduates or junior developers just starting out, you're looking at annual salaries between 50,000 to 70,000 Singapore dollars. That might sound modest, but remember that's roughly 37,000 to 52,000 US dollars, which is competitive for entry-level positions in Asia. As you move into mid-level developer roles with a few years of experience under your belt, salaries jump significantly to somewhere between 70,000 and 120,000 Singapore dollars per year. That's approximately 52,000 to 89,000 US dollars. These positions typically involve more complex problem solving, some level of mentorship for junior developers, and greater responsibility for project outcomes. Senior software developers and technical leads in Singapore command even more impressive compensation packages, ranging from 120,000 to 200,000 Singapore dollars annually, which translates to roughly 89,000 to 148,000 US dollars. But here's where it gets really interesting. If you specialize in high-demand areas like artificial intelligence, machine learning, blockchain, or cybersecurity, or if you work for major tech companies or well-funded startups, Your compensation package could extend well beyond these figures. We are talking about total compensation packages that can reach 300,000 Singapore dollars or more when you factor in bonuses, stock options, and other benefits. What makes Singapore particularly attractive is that these salaries come with a relatively low personal income tax rate compared to many Western countries, and the cost of living, while high, is manageable on a developer's salary. Plus, many companies offer additional benefits like housing allowances, annual bonuses equivalent to 1 or 2 months' salary, comprehensive health insurance, and generous leave policies. But earning a great salary doesn't matter if you can't actually work in Singapore legally. Which brings us to visas. This is where many talented developers hit roadblocks because they don't understand how Singapore's work visa system operates. The most common work visa for foreign professionals, including software developers, is the Employment Pass, or EP. This visa is designed for foreign professionals, managers, and executives, and it's what you'll likely be applying for. To qualify for an employment pass, you need to meet several criteria. First, you must have a job offer from a Singapore-based company. Second, you need to meet the minimum salary threshold, which currently starts at 5,000 Singapore dollars per month for most candidates, but can be higher depending on your age and experience level. The Singapore government adjusts these requirements periodically to ensure that foreign talent complements rather than replaces local workers. Third, you must have acceptable qualifications, which usually means a good university degree, professional qualifications, or specialist skills. Here's something crucial that many people overlook. The EP application isn't just about meeting minimum requirements. The Ministry of Manpower uses a points-based system called the Complementarity Assessment Framework, or COMPASS, to evaluate applications. This system considers factors like your salary relative to local professionals, your qualifications, the diversity of your employer's workforce, and whether your skills are in shortage areas. Understanding this framework can help you and your potential employer craft a stronger application. For younger professionals or recent graduates who might not meet the EP salary threshold, there's the S-Pass, which is designed for mid-level skilled workers. The S-Pass has a lower salary requirement starting at 3,000 Singapore dollars per month, but companies have quotas on how many S-Pass holders they can employ, which can make these positions more competitive. Once you secure your employment pass, you can typically stay and work in Singapore for up to 2 years initially, with the possibility of renewal. After working in Singapore for a while, you might even become eligible for permanent residency if you want to make Singapore your long-term home. So what's the bottom line? Singapore offers software developers an incredible opportunity to work in a world-class tech ecosystem, earn competitive salaries that go further thanks to favorable tax rates, and experience life in one of Asia's most vibrant and safe cities. The requirements are clear. Get the right education or build undeniable skills, develop expertise in in-demand technologies, and understand the visa process before you start applying. The competition is real, but so are the opportunities for developers who come prepared. If you found this information valuable and you're serious about pursuing your software development career in Singapore, do me a favor and drop a comment below telling me what aspect of working in Singapore interests you most. Is it the salary, the tech ecosystem, or maybe the lifestyle? And if you haven't already, smash that subscribe button and hit the bell icon so you don't miss our upcoming videos where we'll be covering tech careers across Asia, interview tips specifically for Singapore companies, and insider strategies for negotiating better compensation packages. Your dream tech career in Singapore is waiting. Are you ready to make it happen?